This is a review of a Jeep here on Kona, the big island of Hawaii. I'm going to talk about why you need a Jeep versus, say, another convertible, or if you need a Jeep for four-wheel drive. There's very specific reasons why you have to have one and why you cannot rent one from a rental car company unless you get this one. And also why you need this specific Jeep over some of the other Jeep choices. Now, first I should disclose that I'm a professional when it comes to assessing products and services. I do things way more complicated than things like Jeeps, entire businesses and all of that. So I'm qualified to be able to find all the things wrong and right with anything, and I'm going to do that for you right now here in this case. And then I'm going to, it's completely unbiased, that I have not been hired or paid by anybody to do this. What I am doing, though, is trying to help you, anyone who's coming to Hawaii, make the best decision, save a lot of money, and save a lot of hassle and surprises that we were able to avoid, and also get a lot of nice extra bonuses and things that will enhance your trip way beyond having a Jeep, that if you get this specific one. So here's what I'm talking about. First of all, I was trying to decide, should we get I've been to other islands in Hawaii. I've always gotten a convertible. I like driving around, but this time I had more than one other person. I had three others, and while you can fit them all in a convertible, the trunk is really small. So I decided, okay, let's do a Jeep. A Jeep is kind of a convertible. And there's hard tops and then there's soft tops. The soft top is so easy, it just flips back and it's off. And then it flips down and latches and it's back on. You don't even have to get out of the Jeep to do it necessarily. The hard tops are the ones you get from the rental car companies. Now, the other problem with renting from the rental car companies is they prohibit you from doing four-wheel drive, any off-road stuff, which actually matters here on the Big Island. If you want to go up to the observatory at the top, it's dirt roads. They're not even always open. So you could check with the visitor center to make sure they're even open. And then you're strictly prohibited from doing that. And there's certain white sand beaches that don't have the big crowds that you can access. They're well-traveled with four-wheel drive vehicles only. And you would be prohibited from doing that with a rental car, the Hertz, Avis, Budget, all of those. So you have to rent from where I rented from, which I'll tell you from here at the end of the video. But you'll also have a choice between a two-door Jeep and a four-door Jeep. The problem with the two-door Jeep is there's no trunk space, like maybe for two carry-ons, and that's about it. So if you've got a big suitcase, forget it. It's not going to fit. It could fit in the back seat if you don't have more than two people. I did that with a convertible once. Had a big suitcase. It will not fit in the trunk of a convertible. The trunk space in a convertible is just about as bad as a two-door Jeep. So you need a four-door Jeep to have the big, giant trunk space for suitcases, beach chairs, lawn chairs, boogie boards, all those, towels, all that stuff you can throw in there. It's just a few space for a couple carry-ons from the airport, maybe grocery bags, and that's it. The other thing about renting this particular Jeep is it just drives up and picks you up at the airport, at the curb, and you jump in and you drive off. You don't have to go and check in with anybody and sign agreements and any of that. Stand in a line like you do at the rental car place. Also, I got a better price. So I got a bigger vehicle for less price with a better top, because the rentals are all hard tops and you have to pick them up and store them somewhere in the vehicle, or in a storage inside your hotel or whatever, and they could get broken, stolen, and so forth. So what you want to do is you want to go through Turo. Turo, this was my first time using it. Awesome experience. It's like the Airbnb for cars. So this Jeep is a 2015, so it's very new. It's really nice inside, super high, freezing cold air conditioning, four-wheel drive. It's got lots of power. The stereo is really loud. The bass, like you can feel like, even with the top down, driving around like I did with my kids, they're blasting their music, and they were streaming from their cell phone, to the system. It was very easy to hook it up, so whatever they want to play through their phones was coming through the music, and they could take turns playing their music. Very easy to switch between phones. to play through the stereo system. And then, so Turo, you literally just pick the vehicle, and it comes and picks you up at the airport. Now, it allows you to go off-road. It's insured like other insurance companies. You can decline insurance, or you're insured by your carrier. Depends on your carrier. I have USAA from 10 years of being an officer in the military, so USA covers all my rentals. And I called them, and they said that they covered Turo just the same. And also, kids cannot drive rental cars under the age, I think, of 23, 25, something like that. But there is an exception if you have USAA. Look it up online, check it out. But I did see a thing. I didn't use it, but there is a lower age. They will cover for a lower age. I didn't have I have an 18-year-old daughter. I didn't have her drive, and I don't think it goes that low. It just goes lower than whatever the 25 or whatever the insurance company is. Lastly is you got to rent through Joe. So Joe has several Jeeps. He is the most amazing, we got on the phone and talked, and he gave me all these tips about the island as a local and how to save. We saved so much time and so much money, avoided crowds, got stuff for cheap, got stuff for free. We got a free luau. I mean, it was all, Joe made the whole vacation just 1,000 times better, other than just giving us an awesome Jeep at an awesome price that we can take off-road and has the trunk space, and the loud stereo and the cold AC, and is new and not all beat up and has 1 million miles on it like the rental car companies do. So in order to access Joe in his fleet of Jeeps, this one or any others that he has, what you want to do is click on the link in the video description right under this video. There's a link in there. It's a Google link. You'll see it spells like the word Google. It's called a Google short link, which is why it has a little dot in it. Google makes that so it can track the number of clicks that is going, and so it's not like a malicious link or a trick. I wouldn't make a video like this to try to give somebody a virus on their computer or something. It's a real link that's going to go to Joe's Turo page where he has the Jeeps. That's where I found this Jeep. That's where I found Joe. And then you just pick the one you want and you rent. There's other people out there that have Jeeps and rent them and stuff on Turo, but you're not going to get the deal that you get from Joe and all the extras. And I mean, he literally rode in the Jeep with us and was pointing stuff out, where to go, what to do, and all of that, just for no extra charge or anything, like a tour guide the first day we got here. Not all day, but just long enough in Kona here to know all the important things, the best places to go, how to save the money, who to see, where to rent, where to buy, where to eat, all of that. So this is something I highly, highly recommend. Don't even bother looking at the other ones. You're wasting your time. I did all the research. I'm an obsessive researcher. I looked at every Jeep. I looked at every owner. I looked at all the rental car companies. I had one reserved at Enterprise that I ended up canceling, and to get this. So save yourself the time. I've done all the research for you. Just click the link below. It'll go straight to Joe's page. Pick the Jeep you want and reserve it. The problem is he's having a lot of people. He had to pull a special favor for us and switch out a Jeep with someone else who had already booked one to get us this Jeep, and that just shows how awesome he is. But he's not going to be able to necessarily do that every time. The biggest problem you're going to have is that he may be out of inventory. So the sooner you book, reserve it. I've seen it before, and I've had it happen to me on Airbnb where I figure, well, I need to think about it for a few minutes, and I go to book it and someone else has got it. So just click the link, go to his page, pick the Jeep you want, and book with confidence. All right, have a great vacation.